Welcome to 528 Portal, the space where your heart opens, your energy clears, and your higher self becomes your guide. Today, you begin a journey that will shape the way you understand your body, your emotions, your mind, and your consciousness. This is the first chapter of the Chakra Mastery Series, a long-form exploration into one of the most enduring and profound frameworks for human transformation. Whether you've heard about chakras briefly, or you already practice some form of energy work, this episode is designed to meet you exactly where you are and elevate your understanding to an entirely new level. Over the next 30 minutes, we will move through the entire foundation of the chakra system: what chakras are, where they come from historically, how they function psychologically and energetically, how science supports aspects of this ancient knowledge, how blockages form in the body and mind, how to identify those patterns, and why chakra work has become one of the most powerful and accessible forms of inner healing in the modern world. This is not a fluffy or vague explanation. You are about to explore chakras through a lens that blends ancient wisdom with neuroscience, psychology, somatic awareness, and energetic understanding. You will learn why chakras are not random spiritual ideas, but deeply intuitive expressions of how the human nervous system, emotional memory, life experiences, and consciousness interact. My intention is that by the end of this video, you not only understand the chakra system intellectually, but you feel it in your body. You recognize its patterns in your daily life. You see its structure reflected in your emotions, your thoughts, your relationships, and the way your energy responds to the world around you. So take a moment to settle into your body. Allow your breath to slow. Feel the weight of your body wherever you are, and imagine, just for a moment, that your awareness is gently expanding. This is the first step of the series, and it's foundational. Everything you learn here will become the backbone for the episodes that follow. This is the beginning of a new chapter of self-understanding, and I'm honored to share this journey with you. When most people hear about chakras, they imagine colorful wheels spinning along the spine, each associated with a different emotion or color. But this simplified imagery barely scratches the surface of what chakras truly represent. Chakras are not physical structures in the body. They are subtle energy centers, patterns of information processing where your physical body, emotional history, psychological tendencies, and spiritual awareness intersect. The Sanskrit word chakra means wheel or disc, and ancient practitioners used this metaphor to describe sensations they observed in deep meditation. Pulsing, rotating, spiraling fields of energy at distinct locations along the central axis of the body. Scientifically, chakras correlate with nerve plexuses, dense networks of nerves, and with endocrine glands, which regulate hormones, emotions, and physiological responses. Energetically, chakras are points along the central channel, or Sushumna Nadi, which runs through the spine in yogic tradition. Psychologically, each chakra corresponds with developmental stages, emotional themes, survival patterns, and identity structures recognized by modern trauma therapy and somatic psychology. Think of chakras as bridges. They connect the invisible to the visible, the unconscious to the conscious, the emotional to the physical, and the spiritual to the material. They are like software programs inside your energetic body. They store information. They adapt to your experiences. They protect you. They react to stress. They influence your posture, your breathing, your emotional responses, and the choices you make. When energy flows freely through them, you feel balanced, grounded, inspired, expressive, intuitive, and connected. When energy becomes stagnant, suppressed, overactive, or depleted, you feel the effects, not as abstract ideas, but as very real emotional, physical, and behavioral patterns. Understanding chakras means understanding your internal architecture, the blueprint of how you respond to life itself. And as you deepen your awareness of these energetic centers, you begin to interact with your body and mind in a more conscious, empowering, and liberating way. To truly honor the chakra system, we must understand its origins, not as a modern trend, but as part of the profound spiritual heritage of the Indian subcontinent. The earliest references to energy centers appear in the Vedas, some of the oldest spiritual texts known to humanity, dating back thousands of years. Later, the Upanishads described inner energy channels, breath control and meditative practices that activate subtle awareness. Yet it was through Tantra, a rich and complex spiritual tradition, that chakras became more defined. Tantric texts between the 7th and 12th centuries described chakras, kundalini energy, and methods for awakening higher consciousness. These teachings were not created for entertainment or casual curiosity. They were part of advanced spiritual practices designed to elevate awareness, dissolve illusions, and unify the physical and spiritual aspects of human life. In these early traditions, chakras were symbolic, poetic, and deeply experiential. Each chakra was associated with elements, mantras, symbolic animals, psychological qualities, and spiritual realizations. These symbols weren't meant to be literal. They were metaphors pointing toward deeper states of consciousness. As yoga and Eastern philosophy spread across the world in the 19th and 20th centuries, scholars and teachers translated chakra concepts through the lens of Western psychology, anatomy, and personal development. This created the modern 7-chakra model that many people know today. It became simplified for easier understanding, but the core essence remained. Chakras describe how consciousness expresses itself in the human experience. It's also important to remember that chakras are not exclusive to any one religion. They belong to a long lineage of observation shared by yogis, sages, healers, and spiritual explorers, who dedicated their lives to understanding the human mind and spirit. By learning about chakras, you are stepping into a stream of wisdom that stretches across millennia. You are connecting with insights that have helped countless individuals awaken to their deeper nature. This series honors the ancient roots of this knowledge while integrating modern understanding, so you can work with chakras in a way that is respectful, grounded, and deeply transformative. Most people know the 7 major chakras along the spine, but the truth is far more expansive. Different traditions describe different numbers of chakras. Some ancient texts describe 5, others 6, while certain tantric lineages outline 12 or more. Modern systems, influenced by contemporary energy healers and esoteric schools, sometimes describe dozens of chakras or even 114 distinct points in the body. Think of the 7 main chakras as the core pillars of your energetic architecture, the major stations along the central channel. These are the chakras you will learn in detail in this series. The root for grounding and safety, the sacral for emotion and creativity, the solar plexus for identity and power, the heart for love and connection, the throat for truth and expression, the third eye for intuition and insight, and the crown for consciousness and spiritual connection. But your energy system extends far beyond these 7. There are minor chakras in your hands, which you can feel when you rub your palms together and sense the warmth or tingling. These are used in Reiki, Qigong, and all forms of energetic touch. There are chakras in the soles of your feet that connect you to the Earth's electromagnetic field and help release excess energy. There is a powerful chakra near your navel, associated with vitality and personal magnetism. Some traditions describe a chakra at the base of the skull, connecting your intuitive mind with your physical body. Beyond the crown, there are higher chakras, such as the soul star chakra, located just above your head, associated with soul purpose and karmic lessons, and the stellar gateway chakra, linked to divine consciousness. You don't need to memorize all of these. The goal is not to collect information, but to awaken awareness. In this series, we will use the 7-chakra model as your foundation and later expand into minor and higher chakras. As you deepen your relationship with your energy body, you'll begin to sense these additional centers naturally. Energy awareness grows with practice, just like intuition, emotional intelligence, and inner clarity. One of the greatest misconceptions about chakras is that they are unscientific or purely mystical. While it's true that chakras don't appear on X-rays or MRI scans, the experiences associated with them are profoundly real, and science supports many aspects of how chakras function. For example, each chakra location corresponds with major nerve clusters known as plexuses. The solar plexus, associated with willpower and anxiety, is literally filled with nerve endings that influence gut instinct, emotional responses, and decision-making. The heart chakra area corresponds with the cardiac plexus and the thymus gland, which regulates immune function and emotional bonding. The throat chakra sits near the vagus nerve, which controls voice, breathing, and emotional expression. These correlations show that the sensations described in chakra work have biological roots. Psychology and trauma research also align with chakra theory. Modern somatic therapy demonstrates that emotional memories are stored in the body, particularly in areas that correspond to chakra regions. For example, fear is stored in the lower body and legs, the root chakra zone. Shame and guilt often sit in the lower belly, the sacral region. Personal power issues manifest in the upper abdomen, the solar plexus. Grief and heartbreak literally tighten the chest, the heart chakra. Difficulty expressing emotions constricts the neck and jaw, the throat chakra. And chronic stress or disconnection impacts the head, the third eye and crown areas. Neuroscience also confirms that our state of consciousness, whether grounded, creative, focused, open, or spiritually connected, corresponds with specific brainwave patterns and nervous system states. Chakras are simply another vocabulary for describing these states. So while chakras may not be physical objects, they are accurate descriptions of patterns in energy flow, emotional processing, and psychophysiological experience. They give us a practical, intuitive map for understanding the inner world, one that modern science continues to validate in unexpected ways. In a world full of technology, overstimulation, stress, comparison, and constant external noise, more and more people feel disconnected from themselves. Anxiety, burnout, emotional overwhelm, confusion, and a sense of inner fragmentation have become common experiences. Chakras matter because they help make sense of these internal experiences. The chakra system gives you a language to understand why you feel ungrounded, why certain relationships trigger you, why your intuition feels blocked, why confidence fluctuates, why speaking up is hard, and why you sometimes feel disconnected from purpose or meaning. Chakras also help explain why stress builds in certain parts of the body, why your stomach tightens when you're anxious, why your chest closes after heartbreak, or why your throat constricts when you're afraid to speak. These aren't random reactions. They are energetic responses shaped by your past experiences, nervous system programming, beliefs, and emotional patterns. When you work with chakras, you begin learning how to regulate your energy, not just your thoughts. You develop emotional intelligence, somatic awareness, and intuitive clarity. You learn to identify where your energy is leaking or stagnating, and you discover how to bring your system back into balance. In a world that pushes people to be constantly productive, constantly available, constantly connected to external stimuli, chakra work helps you reconnect to your internal compass, the deeper intelligence that lives in your body, breath, intuition, and higher self. This is why chakra teachings have re-emerged so strongly in recent years, not because they are trendy, but because people are waking up to the truth that healing requires a holistic approach, one that includes the mind, body, emotions, energy, and consciousness. Chakras become blocked or imbalanced, not because something is wrong with you, but because your system adapted to protect you. When you were a child, your nervous system was wide open, absorbing everything around you. If your environment was unstable, chaotic, emotionally distant, or unpredictable, your root chakra adapted by tightening, heightening your alertness, and creating survival-based patterns. If you were shamed for expressing emotions, your sacral chakra learned to suppress feelings to avoid rejection. If you were controlled, criticized, or invalidated, your solar plexus learned to shrink or rebel to protect your sense of self. If you were hurt, abandoned, or betrayed emotionally, your heart chakra learned to close or overgive to stay safe. If speaking your truth led to conflict or punishment, your throat chakra learned to stay quiet or speak only what others wanted to hear. If your intuition was dismissed, mocked, or ignored, your third eye learned to doubt itself and disconnect from inner knowing. And if you grew up without a sense of spiritual support, belonging, or meaning, your crown chakra learned to disconnect from trust in life. These patterns didn't develop because you were weak. They developed because you were intelligent, adaptive, and sensitive to your environment. Your chakras shaped themselves around your needs for safety, belonging, acceptance, and survival. As an adult, these same patterns continue until you bring awareness to them. Chakra healing isn't about forcing energy to move. It's about understanding your emotional history and creating new conditions that allow your energy system to reorganize into a healthier pattern. Healing is an act of remembering who you were before fear taught you to forget your power. When chakras are imbalanced, either underactive, overactive, or chaotic, the signs appear across all levels of your being. Physically, you might experience fatigue, headaches, digestive issues, tension in the neck or shoulders, chronic pain, hormonal imbalances, or difficulty breathing deeply. Emotionally, you might feel anxious, detached, overwhelmed, reactive, numb, lonely, or trapped in repeating patterns. Mentally, imbalance can show up as racing thoughts, confusion, lack of focus, self-doubt, perfectionism, or overanalysis. Behaviorally, imbalances might lead to people-pleasing, avoidance, impulsiveness, overworking, emotional shutdown, isolation, emotional dependency, or difficulty setting boundaries. Energetically, you might feel drained, stagnant, disconnected from your intuition, caught in cycles of fear or guilt, or unable to feel grounded in your body. Each chakra has distinct signs when it is out of balance. An imbalanced root chakra can make you feel unsafe, unstable, or disconnected from your body. An imbalanced sacral can create emotional numbness, guilt, or lack of creativity. An imbalanced solar plexus may show up as insecurity or controlling behavior. An imbalanced heart might cause difficulty trusting or connecting with others. An imbalanced throat may lead to silence, fear of judgment, or over-talking. An imbalanced third eye can create confusion or a lack of clarity. And an imbalanced crown can lead to cynicism, spiritual disconnect, or escapism. These signs aren't something to fear. They are invitations. They point you toward what needs attention, compassion, and healing. Every imbalance is a message from your energy system, guiding you back into alignment. Chakra healing works by bringing awareness, breath, intention, and presence to the places in your system where energy is stuck or stagnant. Healing is not about forcing change, but creating space for your system to naturally reorganize itself. The first principle of chakra healing is grounding, bringing your awareness back into your body. The breath is one of the most powerful tools for balancing energy. Deep conscious breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, calms the nervous system, and softens tension around the chakras. Visualization is another powerful tool. When you imagine light or warmth in a chakra region, your brain responds by relaxing that area, improving circulation, releasing tension, and activating new neural pathways. Movement, especially yoga, stretching, or intuitive dance, helps release emotional patterns stored in the muscles and fascia. Sound healing, whether through mantras, humming, or frequencies, vibrates the body and helps break up stagnant energy. Journaling allows you to bring unconscious beliefs to the surface. Affirmations rewire thought patterns when spoken with intention, not force. Somatic awareness, simply noticing sensations inside your body, supports deep emotional release. No matter the technique, the key is consistency. A little daily practice creates more long-term transformation than rare, intense efforts. And integration is essential. After any energetic or emotional shift, your system needs time to settle, absorb, and realign. Chakra healing is a journey, not a quick fix. It is the process of returning to yourself. The chakra journey begins at the root and rises upward. The root chakra is your foundation, your connection to safety, home, survival, body, ancestry, and the physical world. The sacral chakra governs emotions, creativity, sensuality, relationships, and pleasure. The solar plexus chakra shapes your identity, boundaries, confidence, willpower, motivation, and personal truth. The heart chakra is the bridge between the lower and upper chakras, representing love, compassion, empathy, grief, and emotional openness. The throat chakra allows expression, communication, honesty, self-advocacy, and authentic voice. The third eye chakra provides intuition, clarity, perception, imagination, and connection to inner wisdom. The crown chakra connects you to consciousness, meaning, and spiritual presence. Each chakra influences the others. You cannot open the heart without grounding the root. You cannot expand intuition without strengthening the solar plexus. You cannot reach the crown without passing through the throat. The chakras form a dynamic ecosystem, a full spectrum of human experience. This series will explore each chakra in detail because knowing the map allows you to navigate your life with clarity and purpose. The chakra system is not just a spiritual concept, it is a roadmap for understanding yourself on every level. As you continue through this series, you will learn how to identify imbalances, how to support each chakra with practical tools, how to release emotional patterns stored in your energy body, and how to expand your intuitive and spiritual awareness. You will develop a deeper connection to your body, your breath, your emotions, your past, and your potential. You will understand why certain patterns repeat in your life and how to transform them. You will learn how to anchor yourself in your root, create flow in your sacral, ignite power in your solar plexus, open compassion in your heart, speak truth in your throat, see clearly with your third eye, and connect with higher consciousness through your crown. This is not just learning, this is awakening. As you move through this series, you are invited to shed old identities, release outdated beliefs, soften old emotional armor, and step into a more aligned and conscious version of yourself. The chakra system is ultimately a journey of integration, bringing together the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspects of your being. This first episode sets the foundation for everything that follows. The deeper you go, the more you will discover that you are far more powerful, intuitive, and connected than you ever imagined. Thank you for being here in the 528 portal. May your heart stay open, your intuition stay clear, and your path stay aligned. This was another chapter of the Chakra Mastery Series, and I'll see you soon for the next step in your awakening.